Hello, children, parents, and friends. This is Sumit, the author of The Ballad of the Traveler. I'm so happy to be with you today. I think most of you, like us, are holed up at home, and like so many people all over the world, we're doing our best to fight off the coronavirus and really prevent it from doing any more damage. And while we're home, we enjoy being together as a family and just chit chat, play games, watch movies. One of the things we really enjoy also is cozying up together and reading a book. And while we were doing that, I thought, hey, maybe, um, maybe kids all over the world, parents all over the world might want to read The Ballad of the Traveler as well. Um, but you know, uh, instead of going online and ordering it, why don't we just read the book and share it by video? So this is what we're going to do, and the story is really about um, helping people in need and blessing them, sometimes even when it hurts. And while all this fear, uncertainty, and doubt is around us, this is actually the best time for us to shine and really shine the light of God through us. So, as you read the story, I hope you enjoy it, but I also hope it sparks some ideas for you to help someone and bless someone who is in need. So, yeah, hope you enjoy the book. Bless you, and let me know what you think. The Ballad of the Traveler by Sumit Deshpande, illustrated by Vincent Witcher. Dedications to Shamel, Avishai, and Eliasha, the angels I love to entertain, and to my love, Asandla. Vincent dedicates it to his parents, Anne and Avid Witcher. On a hot and dusty evening, a traveler walked into town. With a coat on his back and a hat on his head, his boots worn to the ground. It seems he had walked for many miles. Streams of sweat on his face did run. On his shoulders slung an old guitar with strings that glistened in the sun. He entered a noisy saloon. The music was happy and loud. The patrons did not notice him. None of the waiters cared if he was around. Finally, the manager spoke to him rudely and asked him what he wanted. The traveler spoke in a gentle voice, and this is what he stated. I've been traveling now for many miles, and I'm hungry, thirsty, and weary. Some food and drink and a place to rest is all that I need, sincerely. But for the clothes I wear and my beat-up guitar, I have no wealth or riches. All I have is a heavenly song that will bless you beyond your wishes. The manager bellowed with anger as his face grew red as a beet. This is a respectable establishment, not a shelter. Get out of here. Get back to the street. The traveler tried another restaurant and repeated his strange request. But he was kicked out of there as well. Some customers laughed as he left. He finally came to a small cantina on the other side of town. It was quiet in there, but for a whisper or two, the shades were all the way down. He entered through the door, took off his hat, and he greeted the owners, Sue and Pat. Good day to you, madam and sir. I've been traveling for many miles. Would you have some food for me and a spot to rest a while? But for the clothes I wear and my beat-up guitar, I have no wealth or riches. All I have is a heavenly song that will bless you beyond your wishes. They looked at him closely with sad but peaceful eyes. They were about to close their store for good although not by choice. They did not know this, and they did not suspect a jot, but the death of their business was the result of a fiendish plot. You see, their cantina was the best eatery in town. All the townsfolk loved their food. It was the tastiest, yummiest grub for miles around. The owners of the saloon and diner burned with envious rage. They spread a rumor about a fly in their soup and caused a big outrage. Slowly, the rumors took their toll. The customers steadily declined till they stopped coming altogether, and in the diner and saloon instead dined. Sue and Pat were married for many years. The cantina was their dream come true. Now the dream had come to an end, and they didn't know what to do. But they were always kind to strangers. They never failed to entertain. For any person who needed help, from God, they believe, truly came. They were closing down soon, that may have been true, but why not have a last meal together? There was really nothing to lose. So they went to the kitchen and whipped up some food, a triple-decker sandwich with a special lemonade brew. They set up a table with silverware and linen and served their guests his meal. He washed his hands, gave thanks to God, and proceeded to have his fill. With a lively conversation between each bite, the traveler was finally through. He thanked his hosts profusely, and smiling, he said, "Now I have a gift for you." He picked up his guitar and tuned the strings. It sounded a bit old, but when he played that first chord, something wonderful began to unfold. A divine melody began to fill the air, a tune so beautiful and sweet. The notes filled the cantina room and spilled out into the street. The sounds of heaven invaded the town and seeped into all the houses. Everyone stopped to listen to the song. Children, husbands, and spouses. Drawn by the beauty of the traveler's song, they left whatever they were doing, all crowding into the little cantina. They just kept coming. "I'm hungry," someone said, during a pause in the traveler's song. "Bring us some food, Sue and Pat. Bring it right along." Sue and Pat stood astounded, not really knowing what just happened. But there were a lot of hungry people there, so they sprang right into action. They sold a lot of food that day, more than they had in a while. It was clear that they would not be closing shop, not for a long, long time. And the people just kept on coming. For miles and miles around, the saloon and diner were empty, and their owners soon left town. No one knew when the traveler left. Some didn't even see him there. But Sue and Pat will always remember the greatest meal they ever shared. And then that night, from the Bible they read, Hebrews 13:2, as they said their prayers. "Forget not to show love unto strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares." The end. For now. Think about it. Why did the first two restaurant owners refuse to serve the traveler? Why did one of the restaurant owners spread lies about Sue and Pat's cantina? How did Sue and Pat show kindness to the traveler? Think about some people in your neighborhood, school, or church that are very different than you. What can you do to bless them? And when you can, unscramble the letters in each word to find the hidden message. There's hints that you can follow along. Here are some Bible verses that you can read together. Forget not to show love unto strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares. This is from Hebrews chapter 13, verse 2. And then from Matthew 25, 31 to 40. When the Son of Man comes in his glory, and all the angels with him, he will sit on his glorious throne. All the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate the people one from another, as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. He will put the sheep on his right and the goats on his left. Then the king will say to those on his right, "Come, you who are blessed by my Father, take your inheritance, the kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. I needed clothes, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, and you came to visit me." Then the righteous will answer him, "Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see you a stranger and invite you in, or needing clothes and clothe you? When did we see you sick or in prison and go to visit you?" The king will reply, "Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did it for me." Thank you everyone for listening. God bless you.